Hi, and welcome back. This is Math Chapter 6, Lesson 2, Numerical Expressions. We will write and evaluate numerical expressions involving whole number exponents. How is it helpful to write numbers in different ways? What will we learn today? Using the order of operations is important when finding the value of expressions. To find the value of expressions by performing operations in the proper order. Learning intentions. That's our learning intentions. Our vocabulary, numerical expression, a math sentence, and order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Simplify the expressions inside grouping symbols like parentheses. Find the value of all powers. Multiply and divide in order from left to right. Add and subtract in order from left to right. So this is describing, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. If they give you a number sentence, an expression, and they ask you to evaluate it, solve it, simplify it, they're asking you to find the answer. Okay, so simplify the expression inside grouping symbols like parentheses. So maybe you have parentheses, okay, and knowing the order of operations, you do it in the proper order. So P for parentheses, PEMDAS, P for parentheses, E for exponents, and then there's MD. So multiplying and dividing, I say that they have the same power. So you multiply or divide whichever comes first. And how do we read these sentences? We always start at the left and we read going to the right. Okay? So doing mathematical expressions is read the same exact way as we read a sentence, from left to right. Okay? So if you have a mathematical expression, a math sentence, and there's multiplying and dividing, you're going to do whichever one you come to first, from left to right. Okay? Adding and subtracting, they have the same amount of power. So you don't have to add before you subtract. Okay? Whichever way the sentence is written, the number expression, you do it in order from left to right. You have to multiply and divide before you add and subtract. Okay, so they're not tied for power. But multiplying and dividing is the same, so you do it from left to right. Adding and subtracting use also the same power, you do it from left to right. Here we go. Find the value of the expression 10 minus 8 plus 2. So I have subtraction and addition. So if I think, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or I think PEMDAS, I might start thinking that I need to add before I subtract. But no, the rules of order of operations tell me that adding and subtracting, you follow it from left to right. So I'm going to first do 10 minus 2. Okay, because there's no parentheses or exponents, now I'm going to go ahead and multiply, divide, add, and subtract, whatever it tells me to do. There's no multiplying or dividing, so now I'm left with adding and subtracting, and I add and subtract in order from left to right, just like you read a sentence. So you're going to subtract first. 10 minus 2 is 8. And then we're going to add the 8. Okay? Subtract 2 from 10 first. Add 8, and you get 16. Okay? Let's do another one. Find the value of 30 minus 10 plus 9. Go. On your scratch paper, 30 minus 10 plus 9. Okay, so I did it correctly the first time, and then I did it wrong the second time. And you will get different answers if you do it out of order. Okay, 30 minus 10 is 20. 20 plus 9 is 29. Okay, so the correct answer is 29. There it is. But what if I don't do it in the proper order? What if I add first? 10 plus 9 is 19. 30 take away 19 is 11. That's an entirely different answer. 11 is not correct. You must follow the order of operations to get the correct answer. Find the value of the expression 4 plus 3 times 5. This time I have two different operations. I have addition and multiplication. So what does the order of operations tell me to do? There's no parentheses, there's no exponents. There is multiplying, and I multiply before I add. PEMDAS says to multiply and divide before you add and subtract. So we're going to do the 3 times 5 first, which is 15. Then we're going to go and add the 4. And 4 plus 15 is 19. Okay, so you have to multiply first because that's the order of operations. Watch what happens if I don't multiply first. What if I do 4 plus 3 and I get 7? 7 times 5 is 35. The correct answer is 19. If I do it in the wrong order, I will get the wrong answer. Please follow the order of operations. Find the value of 4 plus 10 times 3. Go. Okay, did you get 34? Or did you get 52? If you got 52, you went out of order. Do I do 4 plus 10 first, or do I do 10 times 3 first? What does PEMDAS tell me? PEMDAS, excellent. PEMDAS tells me to multiply and divide first, and then add and subtract. So 10 times 3 is 30. 30 plus 4 is 34. Okay, find the value of this expression. Now we've got some parentheses, and PEMDAS, the order of operations, tells me to do the parentheses first. So I'm going to do 9 minus 6, and I get a 3. Notice that I rewrite the equation, the expression. I got my 3, but I left all the rest of it the same. 20 divided by 4 plus 17 times, what's the answer to 9 minus 6? 3. So rewrite the whole expression and the operations. Okay, so the first thing we did was the parentheses. Please excuse, there are no exponents. My dear, I need to multiply and divide next before I add and subtract. Why did I subtract first up here? Because that was inside parentheses. Okay, so now I've got 20 divided by 4 is 5, because I'm going left to right. 5 plus 17, I did not do that operation yet, times 3. So going left to right, it says do 20 divided by 4 first. Okay, 20 divided by 4 is 5. Then I kept the rest of the expression the same, 5 plus 17 times 3. Now, PEMDAS tells me to multiply next. So 17 times 3 is 51. Now I'm going to go back and add and subtract last. 51 plus 5 is 56. Okay? Find the value of 90 divided by 3 plus 3 minus 2 minus 20. Go. Okay, 10 seconds. Did you get 11? So PEMDAS tells me to do the parentheses first. So the first thing I did was 3 take away 2 is 1. Then it tells me to divide and multiply next. So I have to do my division. 90 divided by 3 is 30 plus 1 minus 20. So then I'm going to add and subtract from left to right. So 30 minus 30 plus 1 is 31, minus 20 is 11. Find the value of this expression. 3 times 6 squared plus 4. 3 times 6 to the second power plus 4. Okay, so PEMDAS tells me to do parentheses first. There are no parentheses, but exponents second. So there is an exponent, 6 squared. So the first step is to solve 6 squared, or simplify it. 3 times 36 plus 4. I simplified the 6 squared first. Okay, next I'm going to multiply, and last I will add. So 3 times 36 is 108, and I'm going to do my addition last. 108 plus 4 is 112. Okay, find the value of 4 to the third plus 5 times 2 minus 1. Go. Those of you watching on YouTube, while you're waiting, you could fast forward, or, of course, practice the math yourself. 10 more seconds. Okay, I see some kids still working. So PEMDAS tells me to do parentheses first. There are no parentheses, but exponents second. So I need to do 4 to the third power. That's 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So I'm going to write 64 plus 5 times 2 minus 1. I need to multiply next. So 64 plus 10, 5 times 2 is 10, minus 1. 64 plus 10 is 74, minus 1 is 73. Let's do another one. Find the value of the expression. This one has parentheses and exponents. So PEMDAS tells me to do parentheses first, and I look at my parentheses, and inside my parentheses I have an exponent. So inside the parentheses I also need to follow PEMDAS. So I'm going to do my exponent before I subtract. Okay, so 8 times 8 is 64. 64 minus 2 is 62. Okay, now I have 5 plus 62 times 2. I need to do my multiplication next. 62 times 2 is 124, and last I'm going to add. 124 plus 5 is 129. Find the value of 3 times 2 to the third plus 5 minus 7. Go. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, so PEMDAS tells me to do parentheses first, and inside my parentheses I have an exponent. So I'm going to do 2 to the third power before I add 5. 2 to the third is one I told you to memorize, 2 times 2 times 2, and you remember that that's 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. Now I'm going to do 3 times 13 minus 7. I multiply first. 3 times 13 is 39. Subtract last. 39 take away 7 is 32. Write an expression for the total cost of 5 lotions, 2 candles, and 4 lip balms, and then find the total cost. Okay, so now they're asking you to write the expression that will get the correct answer to this word problem. Okay, so total cost of 5 lotions. So lotions are $5, so 5 times $5 for the lotions, plus, because when you're buying a bunch of stuff, you add it all up. 2 times $7, candles are $7. We're going to buy 2 of them. 2 times $7, plus 4, lip balms are 2, 4 times $2. Okay, what does PEMDAS tell me to do first? I'm going to multiply first. Where'd that 5 squared? Oh, so they've changed it from 5 to 5 times 5 because you're multiplying the same factor times itself. They're saying 5 squared. Okay, so 5 to the second power plus 2 times 7 plus 4 times 2. So see how they're working backwards? Instead of undoing it, they're creating it. 5 times 5 is 5 to the second power. 2 times 7 plus 4 times 2. Okay, simplify 5 squared to find the cost. So now they're finding the cost. So here's the expression. 5 to the second power plus 2 times 7 plus 4 times 2. Now they're simplifying, also known as solving. So 5 to the second power is 25 plus 2 times 7 plus 4 times 2. So if this was on a test and you wrote 5 times 5 instead of saying 5 to the second power, you would miss it. Okay, 25, multiply next, plus 14, plus 4 times 2. Continue to multiply. 4 times 2 is 8, so 14 plus 8. Final answer, 47. Total cost is $47. Okay, we'll work on this one together in a bit. I'm going to put it on the video, but we'll talk about how to solve it. Alan and 2 of his friends need to buy soccer equipment. Each person buys a ball, a pair of shin guards, and a pair of cleats. Write an expression for the total cost of the equipment they buy, then find the total cost. So you're going to solve this one exactly the way we did on our example problem. We'll do it later. Okay? How did what you learned today help you answer the essential question? How is it helpful to write numbers in different ways? Here's a sample answer. Using grouping symbols clarifies the order of operations. Explain the steps you would use to find the value of 3 squared plus 21 minus 9 times 6 divided by 2. So during class today, you will be able to explain to me what you would do first, second, third, fourth. Okay? That's all for now.